Good afternoon, Guardians, and welcome to episode 3 of This Week in Destiny, a weekly Destiny news segment airing every Tuesday covering the latest updates, patches, community spotlights, and everything else that happened over the past 7 days. We've got a lot of interesting things to cover this week, from updates to the game's inventory system and weapon nerfs to killing Atheon with a sparrow. These stories and more are coming your way right about now. This morning on Tuesday, February 17th, the Iron Banner event begins once again. The Iron Banner is an event which allows you to compete with other Guardians in Crucible PvP matches, with an added emphasis on gear and weapon stats due to their increased effectiveness. This event will be running for 1 week and plays host to a new vendor and daily quest giver in the tower. If you're completely unfamiliar with the event and have never participated in it before, you can click the link on the screen to see a quick 2-minute overview on what it's about. In addition to the regular challenges available during the Iron Banner, Bungie will also be running one of their special Bungie bounties for defeating specific players in the Iron Banner playlist. You can see the names of the players you'll need to defeat listed on the screen who will be queuing up as a fireteam in the Iron Banner. Defeating them will unlock this nifty little white emblem with some type of green and blue geometric wings, which looks pretty cool. These guys will be heading into the Iron Banner on Wednesday, February 18th, that's tomorrow, from 6 to 8 p.m. Pacific time on the Xbox One. So unfortunately, whenever these Bungie bounties happen, they obviously can only play on one console, and this time it happens to be the Xbox One. Sorry, PlayStation players. In their weekly update, Bungie again solidifies their promise that the 1.1.1 game patch will be launching before the end of this month. They've already talked about some of the features which will debut in this patch, such as a fix for the infamous heavy ammo bug, as well as a major balance change to most of the weapon types in the game. There's a great analysis of the potential effects these changes will have on the game by a YouTuber named Dado Does Destiny, which you can check out by clicking the annotation on the screen.
Values were also reduced so that damage drop-off is a stronger factor in combat decisions, making the range stat much more critical for long-distance engagements.
Of course, a new week means a new weekly heroic in Nightfall and another raid reset. This week's heroic in Nightfall strike is Omnigull, and the Nightfall modifiers are Juggler, Light Switch, Angry, Nightfall, and Epic. And the heroic modifiers are just Angry and Heroic, so no burn of any kind, meaning no damage boost. I'm not sure if that would actually make this easier or more difficult, but you can let me know in the comments what you think. If you're looking for a guide showing an easy way to get through the strike, you can check out this video by Fruitshaped. There's no commentary, but if you get stuck, you can compare your strategy to his to see if there's an easier way to get it done. Moving on, it's another week, another Crota, and as always you can check our guide series for the normal and hard difficulty of the Crota's End raid by clicking the annotations on the screen. If you're looking for a well-made, in-depth guide to being the Swordbearer for the Crota fight, YouTuber Durahamas Hogan recently produced an excellent guide on the strategy that works best for his fireteam. It's 5 minutes long and extremely detailed, so I definitely recommend it to anyone looking to refine their sword-bearing strategies or attempt it for the first time.
They will fire, and I'll hit him. As you can see, I'll pause it here. Start hitting him while he's still standing in the air. Now, as soon as that first explosion goes in, you see as he hits it.
Speaking of detailed guides, YouTuber Fallout Plays just yesterday released an incredibly in-depth PvP guide for Defender Titans going over just about every talent, armor piece, and weapon available. It's a 20-minute serving of knowledge and is presented in a fantastic manner along with intermittent clips of scientific crotch shooting dispersed throughout. If you're a Titan looking to up your game in the Crucible or Iron Banner, I'd highly suggest giving this a watch.
Differences are much lower than I expected. The higher level defender was only able to tank an extra shot from 2 of the 10 guns that I ended up testing.
A few days ago on Friday the 13th, Bungie broadcasted their second ride-along video meant to give a behind-the-scenes look into some of the decisions made when creating Destiny. This time it features lead world artist Rob Adams as well as a couple members of the Dads of Destiny podcast. If you've ever caught yourself wondering why some of the Cosmodrome looks the way it does, then this video sums it up in 1 easy installments of 1 hour and 40 minutes each. You can also get a behind the scenes look by checking out the point of view of the Dads of Destiny player by clicking here, which is an additional 1 hour and 40 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a total of 2 hours and 80 minutes of content. And speaking of content, I'd like to close the show with this week's community spotlights. First up is the awesome Grimoire score guide written by Reddit user Telucifer explaining how he managed to reach the maximum score currently possible in the game. He includes a small FAQ section answering some common questions as well as some tips at the end for others wishing to do the same thing. Make sure to check out the video description for a link. And the second community spotlight comes from YouTuber Willis Gaming, whose fireteam was able to go through the entirety of the Vault of Glass and defeat Atheon while having one member of their group stay on their sparrow the entire time. This one hits close to home as I personally tried this challenge myself, but fell off the ledge before the Templar and permanently gave up. You beat me this time, Willis, but just barely. For a link to this video and everything else we discussed throughout the show, you can check out the video description where I've meticulously provided bit.ly links to everything we talked about in the order it was discussed. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, or just want to chat, then feel free to hit me up on Twitter at RaidLeaderTV or leave a comment below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next Tuesday on Raid Leader TV.